Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. In today's video, we have Chris's footage that he kindly filmed for me to be able to use for a video, just to show a lot of the behind the scenes process of actually making different products and things that we have in our business. So what he's making in this video is actually our wax melt samples. So with all of our orders, we include a wax melt sample, whether or not they are getting a wax melt or a candle, we always include a sample in there because I want to make sure that people are able to smell and try out different scents every single time they get an order. And it is actually a very good way to market your business to customers that are already interested in your product because they're able to smell different fragrances, and then a lot of times people will actually reorder with fragrances that they were given as a sample. And Chris is actually really good when it comes to choosing fragrances that he thinks that the customer would really like, or for instance, he has certain fragrances that he'll add in when somebody orders a specific fragrance. So I think he said if somebody orders Saturday morning cartoons, he'll give them summertime as a sample, or maybe it's vice versa or something like that. So just basically going through and making sure that you're including a sample that, you know, the customer would actually like, not just tossing in something random, because you want to make sure that you're including a fragrance that is similar to the candle that they already purchased, so that they could be like, oh, this one is nice too, I want to get a candle of this one. So this whole footage is just going to be the whole process of him making and pouring these wax melts. And I will also link as well, because I know I'll get a lot of comments on it. So I'll also link in a pinned comment the little trays that we use for samples. In the past, we did use these for sample packs, but I just found, especially, well, actually it was mainly in the summertime, and then I just kind of got over it because I would have people reach out to me and be like, hey, these kind of, you know, all melted together, or like, you know, maybe sometimes they were harder to get out, or it was hard to smell each individual fragrance because they were all just kind of, you know, in the same package. I didn't get a lot of people saying that, but I had enough to where I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm still trying to figure out a way that I can do, you know, sample packs and still have people be able to try it out. And I have an idea of how I want to do it. I just need to implement it. But with today's video, I was just kind of, you know, trying to figure out, you know, I got this footage. What should I be talking about? You know, what do I want to chat with you guys about? And the biggest thing that's on my mind right now is creating a new candle line for the business. So with the candles that we have a very big theme with Memory Box Candle Co. So it is all about nostalgia. We have a nostalgia collection. In the very beginning, all of the candles that I have ever released have always been a candle that has reminded me of a memory or a story or something from my past that I have a story behind that I can share. But that has always been very limiting because there's so many good fragrances out there that don't necessarily remind me of a certain time in my life that I have a story behind, but ones that I think that a lot of people would really like. So that's when I started doing more things like limited edition releases, so like seasonal releases, or just limited edition releases in general. But I really thought to myself, I'm like, okay, we have had the same, you know, 15 or so scents in the nostalgia collection for years now, and they are all really, really good scents, and a lot of people, you know, will repurchase the same ones. But I just feel like it's time to broaden it, and and especially since we tried out all of those fragrances from Midwest Fragrance Company. I mean, I swear after that, I'm like, we need to have way more scent options in this. And I know that I've mentioned before in the past, having more scent options will just, cause you to spend more money and have to have more storage space and all that kind of stuff. But there's something about being able to have new scents to release that's so exciting. And I haven't done that in a while, where it's like a scent that's going to be, in an all the time scent. Usually it's just, like the seasonal scents and stuff like that. So I really have been thinking about it, and I really want to just have this candle line be a completely new look. And it is actually what I had thought about doing for just like a wholesale line, which I'm still looking to do, and just have that be the wholesale line, but also be candles that can be purchased on my website through actual, regular customers. Because as much as I want to focus and grow on my wholesale and working with like white label clients and stuff like that. By the way, I recently learned, and yes, I am still learning even after, 3-something years in business, that apparently it is white label and not private label that I offer, because it's basically just putting somebody else's brand name on my product, whereas private label can be a little bit more customized to each individual business that I'd be working with. So I found out that I actually do white label, not private label. So that was something interesting that I found out. But so I'm focusing more, with the wholesale and the white labeling. But with this new candle line, it's going to be so simplistic, but just have more variety, different fragrances, bring something new and different to the brand. And I think that this is something that I've always been nervous to do. And I've talked about this for a long time now, that it can be a little challenging and daunting when I have my business the way that I set it up with the matte black jars. Everything's matte black. I have, the story behind the brand, and everything is kind of all cohesive. And then wanting to add in clear jars, different sizes of jars, and just different options has always intrigued me, and it's always made me be like, yeah, I really need to do that. I really need to do that. And I just haven't. And again, I think it's just because I've been nervous about having kind of that change and maybe not as cohesive with my branding and all that kind of stuff that I've always wanted it to. But I always have to remember that everything is always changing and evolving. I mean, especially even with this video, with Chris, making the majority of all the products now, and then recording the process of all this, it's just evolving and changing how things are going. And obviously, with being pregnant and all the changes that are going on with that, and the mentality and just everything that's going on, I'm like, you know what? Like, there's so much that's going to be changing. I'm like, might as well bring out something brand new and exciting and different, and try it out and see how it does. And I'm excited. I've always loved the 9-ounce straight-sided jars. I know I've talked about that so much. And I am in the middle of creating my Soy 10 candle making course as well. That's going to include those jars too. So, I am excited to be able to offer something different, especially to our customers that have been purchasing from us for so long. I know how exciting it is when there's new things and new products that are released with brands that I like. So as much as I do enjoy the limited edition releases that we do, and we still want to do that, I still want to have another candle line with new different scents that people can try out, and just have a different look and see how much that is well received. And then also just having different options for, wholesale and white label as well. So I guess I just wanted to chat a little bit about my thoughts of, this new candle line and everything. And I feel like, you know, I am excited about it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You know, we just poured these samples of a bunch of scents from Midwest Fragrance Company, and I know that I want to use a lot of their oils for this new line. I just need something, I guess I just am looking for that something new, that something different that we can, you know, put out there and see how it does. And I'm also really wanting to focus on, you know, doing a lot more reels. I've already kind of gotten more into the shorts on YouTube, trying to add more reels, trying to bring a little bit more of our personality together. You know, obviously Chris has been involved a lot more with the business, so by default he's definitely been a lot more involved with just, you know, like the social media part, being in videos and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. And I'll probably definitely need that help as well when baby is here as well, because obviously we don't want to stop our lives completely, you know, just because we're going to have a baby. I know that obviously things are going to have to adjust naturally on its own, and we're going to have to go through that. But overall, I mean, we both really enjoy the business and having the business and making that a priority in our lives, and, you know, keeping on with that and everything. And Chris is still thinking that we're gonna, you know, be doing markets at the end of the year, and who knows, we might. I had somebody tell me in a comment, they're like, oh, just baby wear at the market, and people love that. And you know, that does sound like something that I'll, as soon as I get comfortable with that, because even the idea of that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea. I don't know how I'm going to feel. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that once I get comfortable with that, that'll be something that I'll want to do, and we'll, you know, still be going strong with the business and all that kind of stuff. And I have so many more ideas about how to promote and offer more to our repeat customers and just customers in general at markets, and so many different ideas that I have that I'm like, why didn't we do that over the past couple of years of being at markets? But again, this whole thing is a learning process, and you know, it seems silly sometimes when I'm like, wow, I mean, I've been in business for so long and I'm just now thinking about this, or I'm just now taking the steps to do, you know, all these different things that I want to do. But it's hard sometimes. It's not sometimes. It is really hard to know exactly what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, what's the best course of action. And then you have life on top of it, and you know, life goals and family goals and things that are involved that way, and just trying to do the best that I can, which is my catchphrase of the year, apparently. But I think I'm going to end today's video right here. I hope you enjoyed watching Chris make these wax melt samples and hearing me talk a little bit about my thoughts on a new candle line and all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, comments, video suggestions, anything you'd like to see, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. I always love hearing from you guys on what you're interested in seeing. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Memory Box Candle Co. And I will see you in my next video.